going on, guys? What is
What's
going
good? What's
on?
good? What's good, man? What's good? Another Sunday, and you know what that means, man. Welcome to the Football Frame of Mind podcast, man. So, last week was the AFC. So this week we breaking down the NFC, man. So, but before we get started, man, we want to thank everybody that's been not only watching the show, man, the subscribers have been going up. As one of my favorite podcasters, manager Marty says, he's a boxing podcast. He says the subscriptions have been going up exponentially. And we appreciate it, man. We appreciate it. We appreciate it, man. And we just enjoy doing this, man, every Sunday, man. And breakdowns have been fun, man. We did this last year, and last year was crazy, bro. Crazy last year, man. So, but as you see, we evolved to a more suitable platform then Zoom, and then editing, should I say. Live seems to be the best way to go. But I say all that to say, man, uh, give us a follow, give us a like, subscribe, everything, man. Our socials at the bottom. We we upload all the time, shorts, long view, everything. So to get your NFL college football fix, man, that's where we at. You see the thing in the corner, whichever way it is over at the top corner over there. College football dogs, man.
Dogs
Follow
TV.
man, Dogs TV, man. Join the revolution, man. Taking back sports media, man. But like I said, man, how you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing good, man. It's good. We are literally week 0 is done in college football. We are literally the week of the first week of college football. We got the NFL the week after, bro. It's a really good time to be alive, man. A really good time to be talking with you about football. We're gonna break down the NFC this week, and then next week we'll be getting into like playoff predictions, Super Bowl, and then football will be in full swing, guys. It's crazy. It's been a year, and like he said, the quality has definitely gotten a lot better, but the content has always been solid. So if you really just enjoy good content, man, check out some of the older videos. It might be a little cringe, but really good. I expect this year to be way, way better.
Yeah, man, it should be. It should be a whole lot better, man. Like we appreciate it, man. Like I said, if you're in here, get a video a like, man. The algorithm loves likes for some reason, man. So if you put the likes on there, your video got a good chance of being seen. So if you're in here watching, give a video a like, man. We on all the platforms tonight, so we good to go there. Let's see. I think we got a comment here, man. Let's see, man.
Man,
We
thank you,
appreciate,
brother. Thank you,
we
man. You are
appreciate it. We
awesome.
appreciate it. Appreciate it, man. Yo, dude be dude be all over the place, even on
You do.
everybody podcast, man.
You
So
do.
he definitely
Much love.
definitely doing what he got to do, man. He got a good podcast too, by the way. So
Check
uh
him out. Right in there podcast.
so yeah, he
Nah,
talking
bro. Not
smoke,
happening.
man.
You don't
He
want it,
talking
bro.
smoke.
You going with the pick'ems
He
extraordinaire,
talking
bro.
smoke, man. The pickums, man. Speaking of pickums, is you doing the fantasy football league again this year?
If I do, I'm gonna have to hurry up and throw one together, yeah.
Okay, I was just wondering because I'm picking a kicker in the first round again. Like I
He
said,
said
hope.
hope. You know what? I can respect that, brother. We really respect all the love, and man, you always leave really good feedback. You're always all over the place, man. Check him out, Rating the Air podcast, man. Really good stuff on that, and check him out.
Yeah, man. No doubt, man. No doubt, man. But as I mentioned at the top of the show, man, we're doing the NFC today. And it's been fun, man. The NFC has had some changes, man. I think the NFC is actually more wide open than the AFC is, considering
Mm-hmm.
teams and quarterbacks and everything. Everybody seems to have gotten better, and we'll get into that, man. So I want to get your thoughts on the state of the NFC, man. What you think of it?
So I remember our conversation last year being just very the NFC being really outweighed. I think the AFC is still really loaded. But the NFC still I feel like the NFC got better in the offseason, especially with a couple of these teams really making some big moves as of late, pulling some of these former AFC players into the NFC. I think it's going to be a lot better. And I don't see
Mhm.
it being as much of a shoe in. I mean, we've been talking about the Eagles in San Francisco, but it might not be that conversation this year because they had some teams get better, man. Some teams really got loaded up. And I think a few of these teams we're going to talk about are gearing up for a deep playoff run. So definitely going to be interesting to say the least.
Yeah, yeah, nah, man. I think the NFC is pretty good, man. I think last year's playoffs kind of showed that. If you're looking at the Packers, the Lions, even the Buccaneers, they seem to have made some moves to solidify at least a nice 4-year window of good play for them. Starting with Baker Mayfield, and they locked up their left tackle not too long ago. So they seem to be focused on that, on let's get our foundation together. Because they won a Super Bowl, right? But I mean, COVID and all of that stuff, man, was going on at the time. But I mean, they still won it. They still had to beat the Chiefs. Even though everything was going on, they really hadn't had a chance to really focus on. Oh man, let's just rebuild everything. We gotta everything was kind of moving real fast. They got a championship, and then not Brett Favre, but Tom Brady just retired. He's like, I'm done, and then he's like, oh no, I'm not done. I'm gonna come back, and they never really had a chance to get the afterlife after all of that done. So that's a team that I'm actually looking forward to watching because it seems like Baker Mayfield figured it out, man. But let's start off our breakdown with the Super Bowl runner up, man, their division. Uh, the NFC West, man. Let's talk about it, man. So the NFC West is interesting, man. Not as wide open as other divisions, but some really good players and some really good teams, man. I think everybody in that division improved, and we shall see, man. But let's start off with the 49ers, man. Obviously, Super Bowl runner-ups, man. A thrilling game in Las Vegas last year. If you look, you see they lost a lot of players, man, specifically on defense. So one um, one one subtraction that stood out to me was Chase Young. I felt like that was a major negative going into the season because you got Nick Bosa over there, but every defensive pass rusher needs a running mate. Why not have a running mate that you didn't go to school with, but the same school and plays just as violent as you do? And then I believe Armstead's a defensive tackle in too, so that's a minus as well. So they lost a lot and didn't really replace it with anything. Ken Law is obviously a good one. I watched him at South Carolina. I was like, that's an NFL player. When I seen him
Mm-hmm.
play, I was like, that's an NFL player. So they lost a lot, man. Don't know if Greenlaw's healthy after tearing his Achilles in the Super Bowl of all places. So I don't know. I don't know, man. And I thought they could have used Xavier Worthy because I don't think we knew that Ayuk was going to be a holdout for a contract or a trade at that particular time. So you could have used Xavier Worthy to expand your offense, man. I think you can run drags and jet sweeps with Debo and all of these things, but you need a deep threat. And don't get me wrong, Jawan Jennings is really good. He's a baller. I loved him at Tennessee. but speed wise, he's not Xavier Worthy. Now he can go up and get the ball, red zone threat, things like that. But I thought for their offense, I thought that's what was missing. They could run the ball, they block really well. You got Christian McCaffrey, you got Brock Purdy, who's turning into actually a pretty good quarterback. So you got everything you need. You just need another weapon, another weapon, And I thought that Xavier Worthy would have been a good spot for them. But they chose the guy from Florida. He was good. He's a good acrobatic catch kind of guy. But not the guy I was expecting them to get. You feel me? I thought they were going Leggett, or I thought they would go Coleman. I thought they would get somebody that was a true difference maker, at the receiver position, not just kind of another West Coast offense kind of guy. That's all it was.
Mm-hmm.
I think the guy's talented. I just think for them, I thought it would be a low one. And as we'll get later into it, they uh, lost Sam Darnold, but as we will get later into the teams, right, we'll understand why that was actually a good move for him. But before we move on to the next team, man, your thoughts on the 49ers, man?
I think the Niners are the Niners. You did lose some good players, but I think San
Yeah.
Francisco is really still deep enough to get really good production. One out of their defense. I don't think I'm really concerned with their defense as much. I know they lost Armstead, and I know they lost a few of these other guys, but I don't know why. I feel like San Fran's defense has just been really good, and I think they've been really good about getting the most out of whatever they have on their roster, especially on defense. The thing that surprised me is the fact that what is going on with the general manager and them not figuring out what to do at Ayuk, because that's a distraction. And if he's
Yeah.
holding out and he's not playing, you're losing a major difference maker on your offense. No disrespect to Pearsall, but that was a reach. You had a bunch of other really good guys you could have had to be a plug and play. You needed someone who was going to be a big enough difference maker, like how you said, in case you did run into this situation that you're in now. If I was San Francisco, I would just find a way to pay him, because I don't think there's any way you should be letting him walk or get traded. He's just that good, in my opinion. I mean, you still have Debo, you still have CMC, you still have George Kittle, you have Jawan Jennings, who I think is ready to kind of jump into a more increased role in the offense. I mean, you've seen how he stepped up in the Super Bowl. I think he's going to be really good. I think Purdy is doing really good in his development. Uh,
Yeah.
I just think they need to figure out what they're going to do with this Ayuk situation, because I think that's a big blow to your offense if he's not playing or barely playing at all. That's a big deal. Defensively, yes, I am concerned with the players that they lost, but at the same time, I still think they're going to get really good production, because they still have really good leadership on that defense. They still have really good players, and I think they have really good depth. So my biggest thing is hoping the defense can still play somewhat formidable, which I feel like they will. They need to figure out what they're going to do with Ayuk, though, because if they're going to get rid of him, they need to get rid of him now. You need to get that out of the locker room. You need to get rid of the distraction, get some compensation back. But if you plan on paying him, pay him now. Like, stop dicking around. Stop. Like, you're literally a week away from the season. Figure it out. Like, that's not – Dallas is in the same kind of situation. You need to either
Yeah.
pay him or get rid of him. Do whatever you need to do. I think San Francisco is still a really good team and still one of the main favorites in the conference, though, nonetheless.
Nah, man, I think you're right, man. I think they are, man. I don't think anybody made moves like that. But we'll see. We'll see what you think, man. So let's get in the second team, finished second last year, man. Let's get into the Rams, man. Um, Rams added some defense, man. So as you see, the Rams did make the playoffs, man. So looking at their team, man, I think, well, you know what? From what you saw, let me get your thoughts on the Rams. There you go.
Man, this is another team that me and you predicted last year to be down in the dumps. And
Yeah.
man, Matthew Stafford and Puka Nakua, and with limited time Cooper Cup, this team balled out, bro. This team exceeded my expectations, your expectations, and Sean McVay had a decent season. To say that nobody really thought that was going to happen. Now, we're going to address the elephant in the room. You don't have Aaron Donald anymore. Like, some people are going to try to
Yeah.
downplay that. That is a big deal. That is a
Big deal.
very big deal, like exponentially big deal. Now, I really liked them getting Jared Verse. I thought that was a
Yeah.
really good fit. I
I
thought
did too.
Latu was gonna end up going there, but he ended up going elsewhere. Uh,
Yeah.
I I don't know, man. Defensively, I'm kind of concerned with them. And then I need to see like if Stafford still got another really good year in him because they have talent
Yeah.
on offense. Kyron Williams was a beast for them last year. He's going to really help them out in the run game. You still have Cooper Cup. You still have Puka Nakua. I forget who they have at tight end now. Your offensive line isn't bad. My biggest concern with them is Stafford going to have another good year? Is he going to battle injuries? Because Stetson Bennett isn't looking bad right now. I'm just saying. I know he gets a lot of criticisms, but he isn't looking bad in the preseason at all. So I think he looks really good. So I mean, if for instance Stafford does go down or if production really dips, I think he could come in and at least be a good game manager, at least early on. My biggest concern though is the defense, like that not having that big piece on the D line to be able to disrupt things and help the rest of the unit out. I don't know how their defense is going
Yeah.
to perform without that. I know that you shouldn't be emphasizing so much on one player, but Aaron Donald was the glue of that defense, and now you pull him out of there, being that he was such a disruptor on the line of scrimmage. Like I don't know how that's going to affect the linebacking core and the secondary either. So I still think the Rams are a good team. I'm not going to pick against them to be falling like how we did last year. I think they're still maybe in the 8 to 9 win range, depending like how defense plays and if they can score points because they have plenty of weapons. It's just going to come down to can they get up and down the field and score points.
Yeah, man. I think they have a lot of good on their team, man. I think they added Brandon Fisk from Florida State. He's another guy that I thought was a gamer. He balled out really a lot. I also think that adding Blake Corum to go with
I like that.
Kyron Williams, is that his name? I think he's still
Yeah,
there.
Kyron Williams. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's a good 1-2 punch that they haven't had in a while. So that's really cool. So it's really cool, man. They got a really good squad over there, man. If the 49ers slip, they could really make some noise, in my opinion. I think it's not out of the realm of possibility that they can make the playoffs again with what they have, So, that I think they're definitely a good team, man. But when you get into this next team, man, they made some really big changes, man. Let's get to the Seahawks, man. So the Seahawks, man, 9-8 last season, man. But they made some big changes, man. So we can start off with the obvious. Pete Carroll is no longer the head coach, man. Won a Super Bowl, got the Seahawks back to respectable, uh, really good defenses, man. And we all know Pete Carroll is a player's coach all the way back when he coached your Patriots. You all knew that. Players love Pete Carroll, man. And he went to USC and built them up to, the gold standard that they had a long time ago. But what's his name? Was it Mike? Yeah, Mike McDonald, my Ravens defensive coordinator, also coached at Michigan, defensive coordinator as well. Um, got the head coaching job, man. Did wonders for my defense. So I know the defense is not going to take a step back for them. The question is offense. They addressed some defensive issues on in the draft with Byron Murphy, the second, I believe. So they have more defensive players, but offense, are we going to believe in Geno to have the year he had 2 years ago? Again, what's the biggest thing for them? That's the question on offense. Because you brought in Ryan Grubb, who got the job at Alabama as the offensive coordinator, and just said, I'm gonna elevate myself to the NFL. So I was upset. I was like, dang, bro, you didn't even try it out first. But I
Just hot team it
understand. I
out, bro.
understand. Yeah, I understand. You can't pass up on the NFL, man. But it's really cool to see, Pete Carroll still involved with the organization as an advisor. So I expect him to be okay. They just got to figure out how to unlock Geno Smith. I mean, they got the running game. I believe they still got Kenneth Walker, and they
And
picked
they
up.
got Charbonnet too
Yeah, Charbonnet. Yeah. That's
from
another
UCLA.
guy I saw. That's another guy I saw in college. I was like, yeah, that's an NFL running back right there. He's got something different than everybody else. You remind me like James Conner from Pittsburgh. Like I'm like, bro, he just looked faster than everybody else. Like he shouldn't be playing with y'all. He should be playing on Sundays. That's how fast Charbonnet looked. So like I said, they got everything, and I think they're gonna be a power football team anyway. Because like I said, apple doesn't fall far from the tree, and Seattle's has some really good running backs. So that's my thought on Seattle, man. You got anything else on Seattle?
I'm not gonna go really deep into this. I think Seattle defensively is still gonna be really good, man. They're really good in the secondary. I think getting Byron Murphy, yeah, Byron Murphy. That was a really good move for them. They needed a little bit of help up front on the line of scrimmage because they're gonna be really good in the secondary. So help those guys out, be able to get some pressure up front. Big thing is going to be offense, though. If Geno can stay healthy, he's got more than enough weapons, dude. He's got more than enough. You've got Kenneth Walker. You've got DK. You've got Tyler Lockett. You've got JSN. I think they still have, Noah Fant, if I'm not mistaken. Like, Seattle has weapons. I don't think they're going to have big struggles on defense. I just need to see that they're going to be able to go up and down the field and put the ball in the end zone. If Geno can play turnover free ball, if he can get anything close to what he was 2 years ago, Seattle's going to be in a pretty good spot, and they could somehow maybe find their way to slip into that number 2 spot in the division. I still think Seattle's really good, and I think Mike McDonald's a really good fit for their head coaching job.
I do too, man. I do too. I like them a lot, man. So, sucked that he wasn't there, man. Let's see, Andrew. Let's see what you got.
I don't know, man. I still like Seattle, bro. I don't think they're going to be bad. I don't think so. I think they're too
Nah,
good to be bad.
nah. But this next team, though, I don't think they're gonna be terrible. I think they fixed a lot of stuff, man. I
I
think they
want to talk
fixed a
about
lot
this
of
team.
stuff, man. So you got the Cardinals, man. So you're looking at their season last year, 4-13. But let's be honest, I don't think Kyler Murray played much last season. Did
Mm-mm.
he play all
No,
season?
he
I don't
played,
think
but he
he.
didn't play much.
Yeah, so they added a lot. This is not the same team. You see a lot of the additions outweigh the subtractions, man. Yes, you lose Hopkins, but that's okay. You know what I'm saying? That's all right. You replace him with his clone in the in the college with Marvin Harrison. Like they have literally the same game. Like they literally go get the ball, they high point it, they got a crazy catch radius. So like that's a crazy team, man. But they added Xavier Thomas from Clemson. When I say this is a very good pick, man. They added Trey Benson from Florida State. Like they really went out and like addressed a lot of stuff, you know, to try to position themselves to maybe do something next season. I don't know. Like I said, they're in a good spot because they do have a franchise quarterback. You're not starting from scratch. Kyler Murray can play, and we've seen him play very well. So just a matter of what he wants to do because it all goes through him. The success of the team anyway. But they picked up Mac Wilson, I believe, linebacker. So he's been around. So he's shown that he has some value not only on the team but as far as making plays. So let's see what he can do. This might be an opportunity for him to um, he might be playing for a bigger contract. Let's just say that. So they added some things, man, and I think they might finish third in the division, guarding anything, but they probably won't finish higher than third. But they are going to be a team that's going to steal some wins. How many wins do they steal? Don't know, but I know they'll win more than 4 games. They're in a way better position than they were last year. So we'll see. We'll see, man. What you think about the Cardinals, man?
I think we can talk about the additions. We can talk about the minimal subtractions. I think the biggest thing we need to be talking about is the Kyler Murray show. Kyler he got paid. I think he's been able to mature a bit. I think him and the organization are finally on the same page. I think this is a revenge tour for
Yeah.
him, bro. I think he's got a lot to prove. I think he is ready to come out and show the league, like, hey, bro, I'm a top 10 quarterback. And I hope y'all didn't forget because I'm about to light all y'all up. And now he has that big body receiver in Harrison. He has less pressure on him now. Everything seems to be smooth for Arizona. Arizona did nothing but address a lot of their team needs. Kyler Murray is going to come swinging for the fences, bro. I'm telling you. Really good quarterback. Obviously has some distraction issues, lack of talent around him, but I think they've addressed a lot of that. Now I think it kind of starting off on a fresh foot. I think Kyler is lined up to have a really good year. But my question to you is, who's winning this division and what order do you think they're going to be in?
I think it's chalk again. I don't think it changes. I think 49ers win this division. And I think the Rams have the more established quarterback. And then Seattle is in transition. So I think they will it'll be in the same thing. And then I think if I had to switch some teams, it might be Arizona and Seattle. I think Arizona can finish third and Seattle might finish fourth because that quarterback situation scares me. I don't know how good Geno's going to be, but I know Kyler Murray has a newfound confidence in what's going on, and I kind of like that. They made some moves, man. Jonah Williams, like I said, Marvin Harrison, Mac Wilson, they addressed some stuff, and let's see how they do, man. But I think it'll be 49ers, the Rams, uh, Arizona, and Seattle. That's how I put it. What you think?
Well, you always make the comment that we're like the same fan, so there are going to be sometimes where we are going to have similarities. You kind of took one out of my book. I really like Seattle, but I do agree the quarterback situation is a little bit iffy to me, especially if Geno struggles. Your backup option, no disrespect to Drew Lock, I'm just not. I like Drew Lock. I just don't. If Geno struggles, I can't imagine you're going to get a lot more success out of Drew Lock than Geno Smith. So I'm going to probably side with you. I'm going to go San Fran. I think the Rams are still really good. They're going to come in second. And I'm going to say Arizona gets a nice little jump in wins this year, maybe like anywhere between like 6-7 wins. I got them in third. And I'll probably have Seattle struggle under Mike McDonald's first year.
Yeah, I can see that, man. Got some comments in here, man. Let's see Seattle. I don't know, man.
I don't know about a lot of games, but
I think 9 losses
I
for
mean,
Seattle. But
that's
that's not
really
bad,
not
though.
bad.
That's
That's
not
not bad
bad.
in this NFL. That's 8 wins. So if it falls the way we said, oh, now that's a little yeah.
I
No,
think I
I
think he's
wouldn't say.
talking about Arizona, though. I think he's talking about
Yeah,
Arizona.
I don't think so, dude. Arizona didn't get
Yeah, I
worse,
don't think
and
so either.
Kyler's fully healthy, and you got him another really good weapon. Like I think Arizona's gonna be respectable. Not great, not playoffs, but respectable.
Yeah, I do too. I think they'll be all right, man. He said Arizona is ass.
I mean, up until recently, yeah. I mean,
Yeah, I
it's about that time.
agree, man. But hey, do you know you get more college football content, man? More football content, man. And where you could join the revolution, man. College football dogs. We'll be right back, man. Wee. We'll be back.
On the College Football Dogs website, you'll find a main page that features some of our biggest and newest stories. our conference pages for content related to your favorite team's conference, our team store where we have products that are available all year long, as well as gear available for a limited time only, our podcast page where you can see when one of the 12 plus College Football Dogs podcasts is streaming live on social media, our subscription page where you can join our Discord. If you're interested in becoming a contributor at College Football Dogs, email us at info@collegefootballdogs.com. If you enjoy any College Football Dogs content, we really do appreciate any donations you can make by visiting the donate page on our website or scanning the QR code here.
Yeah, man. Join the revolution, man. College Football Dogs, man. Got a lot of good people over there, man. Got a lot of good writers, man. Got a lot of good podcasters, man. And of course, me, who is now a writer for the network, man. So check out
Congratulations, by the
my
way.
thank you. My 3 articles that I got out right now, man. So check them out, man. We're gonna put them in the description, man. On all our socials for real, the ones that we can. But check them out, man. Like I said, talking about college football, talking about the AP top 25. That's the college football article, man. Then we're talking about the NFL quarterback market. It's expensive out there, man. It's expensive. You gotta have some taste. These quarterbacks got expensive taste, man. The question is if they're worth it, man. That's the question, man. So check out that article as well. And last one but not least, man, I got the Lamar Jackson article out, man. The question is it time? Is it time for Lamar Jackson to take that next step, man? Is it? I talk about that in the article, man. So check it out, man. Like I said, we're doing a lot of different stuff, man. Podcasting, writing, man. Like I said, we're doing a lot of stuff. So check it out. But let's keep going, man. We got 3 more divisions to do, man. We got 3 more. And it's gonna get crazy up in here because this next one got a bunch of crazy situations going on, man. And I want to see what you think about it, man. This is really your segment right here because I want to hear what you got to say because this division is absolutely nuts. We talking about the NFC North, baby. NFC North has been absolutely crazy, on fire right now. You got the Packers making moves. I mean, picked up a big free agent. You got the Bears who completely retooled their quarterback situation and gave him some weapons to succeed. Then you got the Vikings, who actually people want to say that they really didn't do nothing, but there is a quarterback on that team that has a chance to resurrect his career. We talking stability. We talking he's got some weapons to choose from. And then you got the defending NFC North champions, the Lions, who just retooled everything, gotten better, and paid their quarterback what he was worth. So they got a franchise guy now. So I want to get your thoughts on the NFC North, man. Like I said, we're gonna start off with the champion, man. But man, these teams made some numbers, man. This division gonna be tough. Let's talk about the Lions, man. The Lions added a bunch of stuff. I ran out of room. They added so much stuff. Look at this. Look at this. Lost in the NFC Championship game. You pick up DJ Reader. You pick up Rex Straw. That's 2 corners now that are really good that you can stick anywhere, especially Arnold. I said it before the draft. He was more NFL ready than Kool-Aid was. And the draft showed me I was right, man. Rackstraw from Mizzou. I think he was a SEC, all SEC player. I mean, you picked up Donovan Peoples-Jones. That's another big body receiver, man. DJ Reader in the middle of your defense, man. He not move. You're not going to move him that well. So, man, what you think about the Lions, man? I talk to.
Well, I ain't gonna say nothing on that. Detroit, man. What can you not say about Detroit, man? We live in a world where Detroit is coming off an NFC Championship berth, where Detroit has a really good franchise quarterback who just got paid, like you stated before, and a Detroit
Hey,
team that did nothing but get better. All they did was get better. They built this team from the ground up, and all they did was build their depth up even better. If you are not a believer in the Lions, this is the time to do it, man. This team is locked and loaded in the NFC. Questionably the deepest team in the NFC. They are really good. Defensively, they got way better. Defensively, they got way better, in my opinion. It's like how you were giving off some of the guys they had in the draft. They're already really good. Now you got a bunch of another really good guys to continue to get them implemented into that system. One of your guys goes down, you can push that guy right in there. But I'm talking about this offense, man. You've got a top 10 quarterback in Jared Goff who got paid. About time he got paid. You've got a running back room where you have David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs, both really good key contributors last year. And then you got Amon-Ra St. Brown, who should be in the same conversation as a guy like Justin Jefferson, in my opinion. This team is locked and ready for another trip back to the NFC title game. If not, a Super Bowl berth for the first time ever. I'm a real big believer in Detroit, and I just don't see too many teams in this conference that can go blow for blow with the Lions. I think they play really good, hard-nosed, tough defense, and they can move up and down the field on almost anybody and put that ball in the end zone. I think this team is really good and one of the key favorites for me going into this season.
man, look, man, I can't disagree with you, man. Andrew disagrees, but we're not there yet. We're not there yet, Andrew. I'm gonna show you a comment when we get there. When we get there, we're not there yet. We're not there yet. We're not there yet. All right, but one of your comments is coming up. So we're gonna talk about the team that finished second in this division, man. Talk about the Packers, man. The Packers. Now, I get it. I get it. You know, everybody might look at this and say, well, wait a minute. Jordan Love already signed. Like, he's not an addition. When you resign your quarterback, that's an addition because now he doesn't have to worry about those things anymore. You know, but one of the big free agent pickups was Josh Jacobs, man. Imagine, I think I said this earlier in our preseason shows, man. They have A.J. Dillon, power back, and Josh Jacobs, power back. When it comes to 3rd and 2, we not passing at all.
Third down conversion through the roof.
Man, they should lead the league in 3rd down completion percentage, bro. Like, bro, nasty work, man. Nasty work right there. Like, what y'all on, man? Y'all can't do that. That is dangerous. That's a dangerous backfield, man. So now I gotta bring up Andrew's comment, man. So here we go. He says Jordan Love is overrated.
Oh, so I think we should both speak on this.
I personally think he is not. He not only had to deal with a quarterback that didn't want to teach him anything. And that's fair. That's fair. Why would I teach you, Aaron Rodgers? Why would I teach you, Jordan Love, to take my job? Why would I teach you that? That's fair. That's fair. He is in his right to do that. But he's going to be the future. He's going to be the future. So you got to prepare him for what he's going to have to go through. That would have been nice. But considering the back and forth that him and LaFleur had, Aaron Rodgers and Matt LaFleur, I think he was happy to get Aaron Rodgers up out of there. And now he has a guy that perfect blank canvas. I can paint Jordan Love however I want to paint. I can use him however I want to use him. He can be an extension of me on the field. You know, he can think like me, how I'm thinking, calling plays, whatever. That's why I feel like he's not overrated, man, because he is an extension of Matt LaFleur. And Matt LaFleur is a pretty good offensive guy. So I think he's good, man. Like I said, man, the price tag for franchise quarterbacks is expensive, man. But when you get a good one that showed what he can do in the playoffs last year, you gotta do it, man. Gotta do it, man. Gotta do it, man. So let's see. He said I'll take Caleb Williams. Like, I don't know. I wouldn't do that yet.
So I
Caleb
want to
Williams
speak
ain't
on.
played a down yet.
I feel like I need to speak on this. So this is my thing. I really like Jordan Love coming out of Utah State. Thought he was a really good quarterback. I didn't necessarily agree with Green Bay's decision to take him, but they took him. He sat behind Rodgers. Whatever happened, happened. Last year was his first full year playing. He played really well, bro. And beat the Cowboys in the playoffs in a game where they were not favored to win that game at all. Kudos to him. I think
The
my
brakes
thing is,
off of him.
that's what I'm saying. I'm still a little bit old-fashioned in the sense that I understand, like, when you feel like you find your guy, you got to lock him down. I don't agree with giving him that big contract after 1 year because not saying this is going to happen, but you could run into a Daniel Jones situation. Not saying it'll happen. 99.9% not going to happen. But you could run into a situation like that. You lock this guy up, and he turns around, and he plays like straight cheeks. I just think that Green Bay should have waited another season to do that. I really think Jordan Love's really good. I don't necessarily think he's overrated. I wouldn't rate him as high as other guys do, but I still think he's solid. I think he's a really good improviser. He seems to really have ice in his veins, especially playing in a hostile playoff environment against Dallas, where, like I said before, Dallas was the favorite team. He went in there and just slung it, like with no fear at all. So I don't say he's overrated. I think he's really good. I need another year just to see him perform at that level for me to really put him like where other people do. Green Bay as a whole, Green Bay got better. Green Bay got really better. And them, like you said, Josh Jacobs, that is going to alleviate so much pressure off of Love because Jacobs is good in the run game and he's not bad in the pass game. He's versatile. He's strong.
He's good.
And you
He's
still
good.
have good receivers in Romeo Doubs and Christian Watson. This is not a bad team. And defensively, Green Bay got better too, especially in the offseason. So this team is definitely gearing up to try to make moves and be able to go even higher than what they did last year.
Man, look, I'm telling you, they good, man. They're a good team, dog. They're a good team, man. So, but we get into this next team, man, which I got a lot to say about this team, man. Not too much, but a lot. Talk about the Vikings, man. Okay, so they pick up Aaron Jones, man. They pick up JJ McCarthy. We'll get into that a little bit in a little bit. Sam Darnold becomes a big pickup. Now that you know
yeah, it really does,
that
though.
now that you know that McCarthy's out for the season, the guy Sam Darnold was criminally misused in New York. Okay, you go through Adam Gase, you go through all of that. You never really had a chance to really do anything. Okay, you think Le'Veon Bell's gonna help you? He didn't do nothing. You know, you think you have all of this help with the Jets, and they just didn't have anything, nothing at all. Yes, his play definitely was to be desired, but I think when you're getting hit all the time as a rookie in your first couple years, by the time you get some help, you ain't got nothing left, man. And of course, he's been other places and everything. But I feel like now this is a fresh start, not in the spotlight of New York, because everybody can't handle New York like that. So, and people think, oh man, the Giants is New York. No, bro. That's New Jersey. Look at the stadium, bro. It's just in New Jersey. Okay.
They some New Jersey Jets too.
Nah, man. Nah, bro. It's Broadway Joe. Come on now.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but they share the same stadium though.
Yeah, man, but ain't nobody really, don't nobody really care about that in New York when you talk about the Jets anyway. Like the Jets have always been the New York of the two teams. Like it just always has been that. Like even when you think, like I said, Broadway Joe, like that ain't no Broadway in New Jersey. You know what I'm saying? But I say that to say this, man. I think that was a huge pickup for the offseason, man. Probably one of, if it turns out good, it's one of the most underrated moves ever, man. Because you don't know your McCarthy. Now I felt like McCarthy wasn't ready to start day one. I don't think he was
No, but
ready.
he did. Hey, but he was looking good though, bro. He was making some really nice throws. I was impressed.
Yeah, I can see that as well. But I think
He wasn't ready
Darnold,
yet though.
yeah, Darnold done been through it all. So this team isn't gonna win a lot, but they won't be terrible. We'll say that. Won't be terrible. And it's terrible last in the division. And
Not
but
necessarily.
like I said, they picked up Aaron Jones too, man. I don't know how much tire tread he has on his tires, man, because he's been playing a while. But I mean, you never know, man. All I'm looking forward to is these winter soldier uniforms. Okay, the white on white, bro. That's all I'm looking forward to. I don't even care.
Yeah, I'm yeah.
I don't even care how good they are. That man, that's them jerseys look fire. So I don't even care, bro. I already know your boy Jets Jefferson gonna have like probably a grill to match everything. So he gonna look like a ghillie suit out there with the white and the white teeth. All you're gonna see is like his eyes. He probably gonna have a white visor, bro. He gonna be white on white with the
All
visor.
white party.
I mean, straight up, I know your boy gonna have it the fit on lock. So I'm looking forward to seeing that, man. But this team's good, man. This team has some pieces, man. I think they got my boy Dallas Turner too. So as a Bama guy, I like to see all the Bama guys get on. So that's a good spot for him. He slipped way further than I thought he would and slipped into a good spot, man. Team that's desperate for some pass rushing moves because I think they lost Daniil Hunter in the offseason. So you might as well start off young, man. Got him for a little bit, so just let him play. You never know. So but it'll be all right, man. But as we move forward, move forward. Okay, let's move forward to this next team. I told you the NFC North is crazy right now. It's crazy. It's crazy. Before we get in that, let's see some comments. What we got here? Oh, the Vikings. Love is the new Carson Wentz, bro.
No, dude. Okay, look. Okay,
That's
Andrew, I
disrespectful.
love the comments, bro, but like that is like hella uncalled for. That is
That's
disrespectful.
disrespectful.
That's very
Disrespectful.
disrespectful. Like I could
Disrespectful.
see the I could see the comparison. Like, oh, I had one really good year, and then something's gonna happen and it's go down. I don't know, man. I don't know. I just feel like
No.
Love's in a better situation than Wentz was, and obviously you can't predict injuries and stuff, but I don't see that happening. Wentz isn't the
That
same
man,
quarterback that
that
Love is, in my
that
opinion.
that man said love is the new Wentz. Look, man,
Oof.
Wentz whole decline is predicated on Nick Foles' statue being outside. He just couldn't get over that. Nick Foles won Super Bowl MVP. He's gonna get a statue. Sorry, bro. You gotta get over that. It's not even his fault, man.
Oh man! And now he's
It's not
behind
even
another
his
big
fault.
time. And now he's behind another big time quarterback.
You know what I'm saying? Wentz is done, bro. Like, bro, we ain't even got to that point yet. Like, come on, man. Wentz, no, man. It's over. It's over for Wentz. I don't know why they keep paying him. But anyway, no. Then we get into this next comment. Vikings are super bad. I don't think so. They have some talent, man.
I'll get into where I see them falling here in a second.
We have seen bad. And one of these teams that we're going to talk about on this list of NFC, we've seen bad. And that bad made me look bad. So we're going to talk about that team, right?
Oh, yeah,
Vikings,
will.
the Vikings are not that. And he's like, I'm the bad guy. I mean, that's cool. But
Yeah, you gotta
I
say
don't believe that.
it, but you gotta say it like your Razor Ramon voice. You gotta be like, I'm the bad
I'm the bad guy. Hey yo.
guy. Hey yo,
Hey
hey yo,
yo.
hey yo,
Hey yo. If y'all
Chico,
youngsters don't know, man, that is a wrestling reference, man. That is Scott Hall, Razor Ramon, man.
Chico.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. NWO, WWE, man. Rest in peace, Scott Hall, man. He is definitely missed in the business. Let's just say that, man. But let's get into this next team that's probably shifted things a little bit. If everything goes right, this team could win the division. It could be really wild, bro. Let's talk about the Bears, man. All right, so the Bears just decided to go all in, right? So this team was 7-10, bro. 7-10. 7-10, bro. Not terrible at all, right? But somehow a team we will mention later decided to trade their first round pick to a team that's not terrible. And this team just decided to reload. Right. The team, like I said, the team we will mention later, obviously had the first overall pick, traded it to the Bears, and the Bears have decided to say, hey, well, we like Justin Fields, but we like Caleb Williams a lot better. And that's fair, man. Dude's a Heisman winning quarterback, man. He's ultra talented, man. And I think he can take their offense through the air a lot better than Justin Fields was going to do, man, especially with the weapons that they have uh, garnered through the draft and through free agency, man. So I'll start with Byron Coward, top high school player, played at Auburn. Um, didn't really do much to, I guess, make that ranking look good, right? But your Patriots saw enough in him to play, and I feel like the Bears are still figuring it out on defense, and he'll have opportunity to really show out. You know, he's still a good player. He's still young, so I think that's a good move. I think when we look back at the season and we look back at moves and everything, like I like to see how he played, man, because that's a really young player that probably still chopping at the bit to really just figure everything out, you know. And I think him going to the Patriots, getting drafted by the Patriots, kind of slowed things down a little bit, you know, because like I said, you're a 5-star recruit coming out of high school, man. Everything's moving fast. You know, you go to Auburn, you think they're good, and then they just, you know, so it's not, you know, you everything's coming at you kind of fast. So now you can slow down and you're going to the Bears, and everything's cool, man. They figuring out offense, so cool. Then we get into the draft, right? Caleb Williams, Odunze. Like I said, that's the top of the draft. That's awesome, right? Then you end up going and getting DeAndre Swift, right? Who's an upgrade from Foreman in terms of running back, right? So you know they're going to be spread out because they still got Keenan Allen in the free agency, and then they got DJ Moore on the outside. Then you got Odunze, and if I'm not
They got
mistaken, they picked up Mercedes Lewis too.
yeah, and they got Cole Kmet too.
Yeah, so like Mercedes Lewis is like playing in his 19th year, bro, and he's been a constant professional. Like I liked him at UCLA. I liked him when he played with the Jaguars. So like he's good. He's really good. And I think he's good for the locker room, man. So you know, I think they're good, man. Like I said, defensively they'll figure everything out, man. But as long as they can score some points, they're gonna be all right. All you gotta do is stop, man. I've seen your 2009 LSU Tigers score everybody. Outscore everybody. And defense was okay, right? Defense was okay. If they can do that, this division gets real interesting. Real interesting. So, what you think about it, man? What you think? And how you got this division ranked?
So everybody knows how I feel about Caleb Williams, Mr. Pink Fingernails himself. No
He
disrespect.
don't like him.
I'll be honest with you. I love his talent. I love his potential, and I think him going to Chicago is going to really help him mature as a player, and two as a professional. I think it's really going to help him mature as a leader in that locker room. I think it's going to really help toughen his skin because, bro, you going from Southern California to freaking Soldier Field, you're going to have some tough skin playing in that cold weather. Defensively
Yeah.
is where I have the most questions. But I'll be honest with you, I love what the Bears did in the offseason. You drafted him. You went and got, I feel like, the best match for him at receiver. I feel like he was a much better fit to play with Caleb than Malik Neighbors was. I thought Odunze, because, dude, Caleb can sling it. And Odunze is a huge deep threat. So you get him. You got that great combo right off the bat. You extend DJ Moore, which I thought was a really good idea. You get another solid contributor, more of a veteran presence than Keenan Allen. You did good. Running game's going to be better. Chicago flipped this thing over on its head really quick. This could be another Houston. Not saying it will happen, but this could be another Houston Texans situation like last year. This team could really make some noise. Do I think win the division noise? No. But I think Chicago is locked and loaded on offense. If they can play even somewhat competent on defense, this team's going to give a lot of other teams problems, and they're going to get some wins. I definitely could see them in the 8 to 9 win range. But if I'm going to go and just make my official prediction, I've got Detroit winning this division. I think Detroit's one of the best teams in the NFC. I think they're the best team in this division. I've got Detroit at 1. I'm going to lock in with Green Bay at 2. I think Green Bay did nothing but get better. As long as Jordan Love plays on the same level he did last year with the additions they had, Green Bay's coming in 2nd. I've got the Bears at 3rd, man. I think the Bears are still going to be really good. I've got the Bears at 3rd. And I've got Minnesota at 4, man. No hate on Sam Darnold. They just don't have enough. They have a really good roster. I just don't feel like they have enough compared to what these other teams do. And not getting that rookie quarterback you had, it kind of hurts a little bit, but I think this is a really good opportunity for Darnold because things didn't go his way in New York. Things definitely didn't go his way in Carolina. And then going into last preseason with the Niners, his name was in the hat to maybe get some playing time early on. Now, obviously, that didn't happen. Purdy was healthy. But I think this is a really good opportunity for Darnold. If he plays somewhat good and wins them some games, he could be getting a deal or maybe getting traded somewhere else. He can get another opportunity. I think Minnesota's still a really good team. But, I just don't think they have enough in regards to matching up with everybody else. So I've got Detroit, Green Bay, Chicago, and Minnesota in last.
Okay. I think the Lions win the division, right? And I think the Bears finish 2nd, dog. I do.
Hot take.
I think they finished 2nd, man. And
Yeah.
only because Justin Fields wasn't available all the time, right? He's hurt a couple times, right? And that kind of hurt their season, not having him there, right? And it's no secret that, ownership didn't necessarily believe in him. Or front office, let's say front office. Because they fired the guy that drafted him. So coming into this situation, they finally got their guy. All right, we're going to ride with this dude. And you bring in a guy like Keenan Allen and DJ Moore, who really played well last season. Those guys aren't going to let Caleb Williams fail because he's not walking into a team we will mention later, a dumpster fire. Nothing there. I think they finished 2nd, man. I just think offensively they have a lot of talent, man. And Caleb Williams, the Mahomes-esque quarterback that can just do anything with the ball. He can throw it anywhere. He can throw it high. He can throw it low. He can throw it deep, short, everything. And it can all be off platform. Justin Fields couldn't do that. Like on the run, he could kind of throw it, but not for real. He's more of as fast as he was, he's more of an upright passer because him throwing on the run was actually really bad for him. Not for Caleb Williams. And I think Caleb Williams is as much as you don't like his attitude, his talent is crazy.
I agree.
And his potential is that of Mahomes. And uh if he can be the Mahomes of the NFC, makes for some pretty cool Super Bowls. Just saying. Just saying. But I think they finished second in this division. And I think the Packers finished third. But I wouldn't be surprised if 3 teams make the playoffs, though. I think it's going to be tough. I think the Lions are going to win. I think the Bears are going to finish second. The Packers are going to finish third. But they all make the playoffs. Hot take. They all make the playoffs. And the Vikings just finished fourth, man. They ain't got enough, bro. Ain't got enough. That's fine, I just think they just don't have enough, man. That's all. They're just missing a lot compared to the other teams in the division. Now, they're not gonna pick first in the draft, though. They're not gonna be that bad. Not bad like that. I still think they might be, just for sake of argument, I think they might get like a top 10 draft pick, but I don't think they're gonna be bad enough to pick top 5, though. I think they'll be all right. I think they're gonna win enough games to stay out of the lottery, but still be in the lottery, if it makes sense. But yeah, man. So let's see.
I mean, I agree. That's what I said.
If that goes my way, man, Andrew, man, they make the playoffs at that rate. So I'm good, man. Now this.
Okay. Okay.
No,
We're gonna get into that part here.
We're gonna get into that. And you know what? I'm gonna say the best for last, man. We're gonna get into that right now. We're gonna say that. We're gonna say the NFC East for last, man. Let's get into that right now, man. After this commercial break. I got y'all. Y'all thought y'all was gonna get that right now, man. Nah, we're getting into this commercial break real quick, man. So let's kick a field goal.
Whee!
It's good. Commercial time.
On the College Football Dogs website, you'll find a main page that features some of our biggest and newest stories. Our conference pages for content related to your favorite team's conference. Our team store, where we have products that are available all year long, as well as gear available for a limited time only. Our podcast page, where you can see when one of the 12 plus College Football Dogs podcasts is streaming live on social media. Our subscription page, where you can join our Discord. If you're interested in becoming a contributor at College Football Dogs, email us at info@collegefootballdogs.com. If you enjoy any College Football Dogs content, we really do appreciate any donations you can make by visiting the donate page on our website or scanning the QR code here.
College Football Dogs, for the fans.
College Football Dogs, man. We back. We're back again, dog. Back again, taking back sports media one day at a time, man. Give them a like, man. The affiliation is there. Give them like, subscribe, man. Check out the articles, including 3 by yours truly, man. Check out the other podcasts, man. And just, enjoy the revolution, man. Like I said, they got a lot of cool stuff over there, man. So, but let's get into this next breakdown as we get into the second hour of today's programming. So yeah, I like how I did that. I've been watching TV a lot. All right, let's get into the NFC South, man. You got a lot of stake on NFC. God damn, did I put the North on there? I did. God damn it.
Oops.
I did.
Geographically unsound.
Yeah, unsound, man. Some of these teams was in the North though, or the Central, should I say? So,
Yeah.
but it was close, man. My bad. But NFC South, man. Let's get into that, man. You know, when you edit and stuff real fast, it happens sometimes, man. But let's get into this, man. This is a division that's interesting, man. A few of these teams made some moves, and then some just decided to do nothing. Let's get into the teams that chose to do something. All right, let's get into the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, man. So made the playoffs, man. All right, so let's start with this, man. Let's start with this. So the Buccaneers made the playoffs by completely stumping the Eagles. I don't know what happened with the Eagles last season, but that was their whole season in a nutshell, man. Getting stumped on national TV in a playoff game. The They made some cool signings, man, including extending Baker Mayfield. Got your franchise quarterback. I think he's been solid in his NFL career, man. I think everywhere he's been pretty good. I mean, Cleveland.
Well, almost.
Well, I mean, Cleveland was okay, bro.
Yeah, and Carolina wasn't.
Well, bro, look at Carolina now, bro.
I'm just saying though.
Bro, but look at Carolina, bro.
Just saying,
Come on.
they were a little bit better then than they are now.
Not much. I'm gonna just say this, bro. Baker Mayfield couldn't fix them.
No,
and Bryce is gonna have a tough time too. So he better just get a nice icy hot sponsorship, bro, because he gonna need it. But I say that to say this, man. I think they made some good moves in all season, man. Chris Braswell was a beast, man. People really didn't talk about him too much at Alabama because of obviously Dallas Turner on the other side. But he's definitely good. He's definitely a good pickup for them. I think he'd be more outside linebacker, defensive end. Don't really think they be like that, man. But I do find that they got rid of Devin White, who I thought was a really cool middle linebacker. I think that's going to hurt them a little bit. But they got Baker Mayfield, and they resigned him, and they resigned I can't remember his name. Tristan Wirfs.
Tristan Wirfs.
Wirfs. Okay, so yeah, they resigned him to a big deal, so you protect the quarterback's blind side, man. We got a short about that too, so check it out. But I think they made some good moves, man. And do I think that they're going to win the division again? We'll get into that. But I don't know. But they did make some good moves. And I'd like to see Ty Bowles still there. Like I said, I like having the African American coaches get opportunities. I'm not one of those guys that say, well, they should be everywhere. Pump your brakes, bro. I don't think like that. I'm pro black, but I'm not like a marker, you know what I'm saying, or a Sharpie. Not that bad. All right. They don't need to be everywhere. Because some people just don't need head coaching jobs. You feel me? But I do like seeing the ones that have a proven track record everywhere they've been, like Bowles and like seeing that. That's really cool, man. So Bowles, I like what he's done. I like what he did with the Jets. I felt like they got rid of him too fast there. But that's not really his fault. I felt like they extended Ryan Fitzpatrick and they shouldn't have. They should have just moved on, bro. Even though Ryan Fitzpatrick was good, he's okay. And he was gonna be okay, but he was not gonna be 20 million a year. Okay, you feel me? He was all right. But I think that hurt him with the Jets. But I digress. We're talking about the Buccaneers. But I think they made some good moves, and they could be a playoff team. I think one team from the makes the playoffs from this division, though. So whoever wins it's going in there. So we'll see, man. But I don't know. We'll get into our picks later. But let's get into this next team, man. Your New Orleans Saints, man. So 9-8 last season, not terrible. So let's talk about your Saints, man. What you thinking? What do you think about the Saints coming in this year, man?
So, I mean, you lost a couple guys here and there. You finally cut ties with Michael Thomas, which was needed to happen. It was just a distraction.
Bro, he still was there. He still was there.
Yeah. Now he's
gone. Bro,
that
we ain't seen him
gone.
since like 2018.
A little bit more recent, but now you got him out of the way. Olave can finally kind of really step into that number one role. You still get Rashid Shaheed. He's really good as well. They're pretty good on offense. You get Kamara back. You get Kendra Miller back. You've seen that they get, was it Kool-Aid McKinstry? They get Spencer Rattler. I think the biggest thing that defensively, I think the Saints will be better. I think they did really good. My biggest thing that's going to be a bigger improvement, though, I think offensively, this team is going to be able to score points a lot better. I felt like Pete Carmichael was really holding them back from an offensive play calling perspective. And I don't necessarily feel like they were putting Carr in really good positions to be able to score points and be able to win games. You get rid of Carmichael, he goes to Denver with Sean Payton because Sean Payton wants all his Saints people with him again. They get Clint Kubiak, man. And I think Clint Kubiak is a really good fit to be able to get the most out of what they have on offense. I think the Saints will definitely make a step forward in one being able to actually score points because the Saints had a bunch of games. I didn't even watch a whole lot last year, but they had a bunch of games that, if they could have just been relevant on offense and be able to score at the right times, they would have won probably about 10, 11 games. Easy. Defensively could have been better, but offensively they just couldn't score points. They were in these weird little low-scoring games where all they needed was a touchdown. They just couldn't put the ball in the end zone. But this year's a make or break year for me because I feel like if the offense is flowing better, but Carr is still trying to play hero ball and turning the ball over a lot, you might see Rattler get plays here and there. A lot of people are starting to become believers in this guy. I think I'm a believer in Spencer Rattler. I think he's a really good quarterback. I think this is going to be a really make or break year for Carr because, they gave him that extension. Last year was not the greatest year. So I feel like now that you feel like your offense is better and you have a even better coordinator running your offense, it's make or break, man. You have to get it done. Like if this team does not make the playoffs and he struggles, I feel like they will be exploring options of either getting him out of town or being able to find an option to put Rattler in there. Because I don't feel like they drafted Rattler with the intention of, just filler. No, I think they were thinking for the future. Defensively, the Saints are always really respectable and good. I think the addition of Kubiak really does help them be able to score points, but I am curious to see how Carr is going to play in this offense because now you can't make excuse about weapons. You got that. You can't make an excuse about coordinator. You got that. You got a good defense that you didn't have in Vegas. This is the year. If you cannot stop playing hero ball and turning that ball over and not winning your team games, we're going to have a more uncomfortable conversation at the end of the season. So that's how I feel.
All right, no, that's fair, man. Andrew seems to think the same thing as you. Rattler might be starting at personally, I think so, man. I think I've fallen off of the Derek Carr train, man. Like he had a couple good seasons in Oakland and Las Vegas. But like I said, I've always said he's ultra talented, man. And considering the history with the Raiders, man, he's really like one of their top 5 quarterbacks of all time, bro. Like when you really think about it, like you got Ken Stabler.
Yep.
You got Rich Gannon, who won MVP.
Yep.
You got Jim Plunkett, who was with your Patriots. Bad with your
that
Patriots.
Didn't go so well.
It was so bad with your Patriots, bro. It was so bad. But he came out the other side a Super Bowl champion, man. So then you got those 3. You got Derek Carr. Like I mean, if you find me a person over him, he's in the top 4. But I think he's like one of the top 4 quarterbacks in their franchise history. But he could never be top 3 because everybody else got Super Bowl rings and MVP. So, but nonetheless, so he's good, man. I just think Spencer Rattler is like on a mission to prove that he can get it done, man.
Mhm.
And he's always going to be compared to Caleb Williams, man. Always, because of how that situation went. And nothing would be a better way to stick it to Caleb Williams and all his fans than for you to win a Super Bowl. I don't know it's going to happen. I feel like if we're looking at everything 50-50, I think out of those two guys, Caleb Williams obviously in a better situation. He got more weapons, and then he's obviously the starting quarterback right now. But I mean, down the line, maybe Spencer Rattler can be really good with the Saints. And he seems like a cool dude that's been like, I ain't really trying to go nowhere else. I'll play in the Saints forever. He seems like that kind of guy, man. So, yeah, man. I agree.
Oh, I
He's
agree.
still
That was out of all the teams, like that was definitely like a top 3 pick. Like from round 1 to 7, like that was a steal. A guy that was once projected to be a top 10 pick, obviously ran into some adversity, lost his starting job to Caleb, went to South Carolina, played okay. But for a guy who's
yeah.
projected top 10 to fall away to 5, and to go to New Orleans, which I feel New Orleans is a really good situation because you do have some question marks. You could sit behind Carr this year, and you might get some playing time here and there. And if you can perform in those situations, they might be having a conversation of, hey, like, you know what? We feel more comfortable with paying less on a rookie scale contract than paying all this money for a guy who's only going to be able to get us so far. That's how
Yeah,
I see it.
man. Yeah, I agree, man. But we got another team, man, that made some moves in the offseason, man. Let's talk about the
I want to talk
Falcons.
about this one.
Let's talk about the Falcons, man. So the Falcons finished 7-10, man. Obviously, Arthur Smith is no longer the head coach there. They got Raheem Moore. I don't like that move. Like I told y'all, I am pro-black, but I am not a Sharpie. I didn't like that move that much. I just didn't understand it. Like with everything that you have offensively, it's way more options that you could have picked. That's all I'm saying, man. Like, I don't know if you I don't know. I just didn't that hire didn't move me as much.
I would have been going, and I'll tell my side, but the guy I really would have liked to see if them get a guy like Kellen Moore. That would
Yeah,
have been
man.
a really
Like
good fit.
you struggle to put up points with an ultra talented offense, Like I get Desmond Ritter wasn't the best quarterback for that situation, but you didn't even really draw no plays up to use your weapons. You got Drake London on the outside, who I was surprised was going to be picked the first receiver that year. But he got picked and he's really good. You got Bijan Robinson, in the backfield. And then you got the most important person, Kyle Pitts, who's an unguardable force, at least on Madden anyway. So, like, dude is nice, and you like not using him at all. Like this gives me Vernon Davis vibes, bro. Like I was so mad at how they used Vernon Davis, and we grew up watching football, right? So we knew players that weren't being used to their capabilities, right?
Yeah, and
And
Vernon was one of those.
tell me Vernon Davis wasn't more athletic than half the linebackers. He's bigger than most corners and safeties.
And
Dare
fast.
you stick him, and he's fast as hell. He's probably stronger than them. Like, bro, look at his combine, bro. He literally got drafted in the top 15 for his combine alone. A 40-inch vertical, a 4.3 40, and like 30 reps on the bench press, bro. Like, come on, man. At tight end, and all you want to do is put him as a blocker, bro. Oh, that was so disgusting, man. He just had to go to the 49ers at the time, man. And that's how I feel about Kyle Pitts, man. Kyle Pitts is of that ilk, and they didn't use him at all last season, man. Really messed up my fantasy last year because I was like, man, bro, if you throw it to Kyle Pitts, that's like 10 touchdowns already. Like, bro, he just go get that thing, right? But they didn't want to do it. And that's why they lost all them games. And Arthur Smith isn't there. The question is, can Raheem Moore unlock the offense, man? I don't know, man. They pick up Chase McCullin from Alabama, which was pretty good. He's gonna be a good running back. I think he's a one-cut guy. So he's kind of like Bijan in a way. He can do a lot. Pass block, catch out the backfield, run. He's more of a one-cut guy. So that's a pretty good move, man. But I don't know. I don't know if they did enough to do anything. And I think, yeah, they picked up Kirk Cousins. I forgot to mention that. And then they drafted Michael Penix, man, which was kind of weird to me anyway. Like, I was like, do you really want to do that? Like, I mean, you could have had Dallas Turner, Jared Verse, you could have traded the pick and moved down and got some more picks. Like that was just like a head scratcher to me. Now I get it because Kirk Cousins probably won't be playing that long, but I really don't think that Penix, because Penix is already like 25, 26, bro. Like he ain't young, so he don't really need to sit and learn. He really need to be more applying his skills on the field, And I feel like at this stage of the game, the weapons they have, Penix needs to be playing anyway. Like, if that's the way you were gonna go, like I think Penix would have been good with your Saints in the first round. To be honest with you, yeah, they drafted an offensive lineman, but can you imagine him with the Saints, wide open offense like that? With y'all got Kamara still, and then y'all got some really good receivers, man. Like wide open, bro. I thought that would have been a better fit, but I digress, man. I just think they didn't do enough, man, in my opinion.
So I wanna touch on this for a second. So when you touched on offense, we've already had this discussion numerous times about offense. Let's talk about Atlanta's defense. A defense that still has AJ Terrell, a defense that still has Jesse Bates. This team went out and got better on defense with not just signing Matt Judon, which is a huge move as a leader and a captain of that defense. Then you go out and get Justin Simmons in the secondary. Oh my gosh. Defensively, this team is nasty. Yes, top 10. Look, I am not a Falcons fan. But when I tell you this team is scary, You have Terrell and Simmons back there. Then you got Judo in the middle freaking directing everything. That's scary. Look, I didn't agree with the Raheem Morris signing either. I didn't really think that with the talent you had on offense that he was a really good fit. I already said that. But it ain't even about that, bro. Now you got Kirk Cousins. Hey, he got paid. He's not a bad quarterback. He's got freaking talent everywhere. And he's got a freaking stellar defense that he didn't have in Minnesota either. They got better, dude. Atlanta is loaded. Like, look, we talk about how good Atlanta was when Matt Ryan went MVP and brought them to the Super Bowl. Man, look, this team is really good too, bro. I'm not saying they're there, but man, they're pretty damn good.
Okay. When you put it like that. Okay, I'll keep it on the field. All right.
So
if it's on the field.
Defensively, bro, this team is gonna be hard to score on for anybody. From the secondary alone, not to mention with Judon. Atlanta's really good, bro. Like, we're going to give our predictions, but we still got one more team to get into. The team that my generous and awesome co-host thought was going to be a dark horse in the NFC last year. Let's talk about the Carolina Panthers.
Nah, man. Nah, man. Nah, that's not that.
Hey,
That's
Cam, I tried to tell you, bro. I
nah,
tried.
man. Nah, you didn't. You weren't convincing in what you were
Yes, I
saying. Like
was. You should be taking it from the guy who's been watching the NFC South since he was like 5.
you didn't.
You
You
didn't want
didn't.
to
You didn't
listen.
tell me. You didn't tell me that this team was capital ASS. You didn't tell me that,
Just like how Andrew said about the Cardinals. That's oh my gosh. But like 3
bro.
S's.
Man, like
Woo!
we just showed a graphic.
Ain't too much to say, bro. We don't even have to get crazy into this.
But 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 to just give them some shine, man. After they went 2-15, man, they traded their first round pick to Chicago, and Chicago redid their whole team, right? So now we fast forward to this year, man. The team's gonna be terrible, right? We already know that, right? But they picked up some. They picked up some pretty interesting pieces. Um, Obviously they got Leggett. He's gonna be pretty good as far as an option for Bryce to throw to, but I don't know if
He
he's gonna
needs
have no
time.
time. I don't know if he's gonna have no time. So it's an interesting piece. I mean, then they picked up the tight end from Texas that was torching Alabama in that game. But once
Mhm.
again, Bryce ain't gonna have no time. And then we go off the field. They made some interesting moves. I thought Brian Burns trading them. I don't think they got nothing back for him for real. They ain't really getting
Not
no
not
pieces back.
anything worth talking about. Like it's a late round pick. It's not even
Yeah, so it
good.
wasn't like that. That wasn't the
It was like a
trade out.
fifth, I think.
Yeah, like it wasn't a very good pick, man. Trade to me, but they got him off the books, and then he got a nice contract extension with the Giants. So, but off the field, as they seem to have fixed their infrastructure a little bit. So after the Frank Reich debacle, where it's like, look, I'm not coaching
They did
here
my dog
because
dirty.
I'm dirty, and
They did Frank Reich dirty.
Watch him get picked up next season in the off season, bro. After like taking a year
That's
off,
my dog.
watch
I love me
watch
some
him
Frank
get a
Reich.
head coaching job. Whoever's on the hot seat probably gonna be replaced by Frank Reich. He's gonna get a nice job, man. So kind of like Doug Peterson with the Jaguars, right? It's like,
Mm-hmm.
yo, I won a Super Bowl. What are you talking about? All right, that's cool. I'm gonna land on my feet, and he's gonna land on his feet too, man. So he did a really good stuff. So, but they picked up, I want to say Caleb Canales, man. So he seems to be an offensive guy. So maybe he can figure out how to give Bryce some time. I don't know. I'll line him back where the punter is so he can see over the lineman, right? But but they also appointed Dan Morgan as the GM of the team. And people, and you know Dan Morgan from that Super Bowl with the Panthers, right? So he was a really good player, man. He seems to have worked his way up the ladder. And it's a good move, man. I think he's going to rebuild some culture because since he knows what Carolina was like in the golden years where they were really good, considering he was like drafted in the 90s. So I think maybe he will get some players that really fit his mindset. He's a pretty good linebacker too, man. He was really good, man. I think he had some concussions, and that's kind of why his career was cut a little short. But I think it'll be all right, man. I think now that they got the infrastructure together, they can rebuild properly because they're gonna have the number one pick next year. Now, now the question is, what you gonna do with it? I personally, not a draft show, but I think you draft Will Johnson from LSU, offensive lineman.
Oh,
You
Will
take him,
Campbell.
Will Campbell. I mean, Will Campbell.
Will
You
Johnson.
draft, I'm sorry, man.
I'm sorry, that's
Campbell.
funny. It's just
I'm sorry, man. My bad. You know what I mean. But you knew who I was talking about, though.
Yes, but it's just funny because you say Will Johnson, I'm like, that it sounds like a whole different dude, bro. Like,
Yeah. I'm probably thinking about because there's a Will Johnson from Michigan. I think he's like the best corner this year. I think that's who I'm thinking about. I don't know. But anyway, Will Campbell. They should draft Will Campbell from LSU, number 1 overall. Or the dude from Texas, the big offensive lineman from Texas. Either way, they need to protect Bryce. And the only way you do that is the offensive lineman. But this
I
team is ass.
I just feel as long as Robert Tepper is the owner, I feel like you're always gonna be walking on eggshells. Whoever is running that team, like he has to get out of the way. The Charlotte Panthers, they don't represent South Carolina.
He was lighting these comments up, man. Damn, already?
So I gotta know who you think's winning this division, though. I gotta know.
Hold on, let me get these comments in there.
The Charlotte Panthers. The
Say,
Panthers increasing their wins. Ooh, big increase.
question is, who they
Horse.
steal the extra win from? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, you're right. Say it with me. Charlotte Panthers.
Man, they ass, man. I'm not doing that again. Ever again. Now, who do I have winning this division, man? You kind of got me on this Atlanta Falcons thing, man. So I'm gonna go with Atlanta. And then I'm gonna go with the Bucks 2. I got your Saints 3. And the Carolina Panthers are 10. They're not going anywhere. They're
Okay.
10. They're 10. They're not even, I don't even consider them a part of the division this year. They are completely starting over. Let's say that. So, yeah.
So
Damn,
I'm gonna be
Panthers.
honest with you. It hurts me to say this, but I'm gonna agree with you on some of that. If Atlanta does not win the division, I'd be surprised. I'd be very surprised. So I've got Atlanta winning. Oh, it hurts me to say that. That just feels so.
Andrew
I
said
mean,
it too.
I've got Atlanta winning this division. I just feel like the people they had on offense is already really good, but the additions they made on defense really put them over the edge. So I've got Atlanta 1, I've got New Orleans 2, I've got Tampa 3 because I agree with him on the schedule, and losing Devin White is a really big deal. And then
Big
I've got
deal.
Carolina in 4th, man. I've got the Panthers in 4th. I think Baker
No,
Mayfield does a
the
good thing for
Panthers
the
are
Bucks,
10.
but
10. The
they're
Panthers
not
are
even in the
10.
rankings. They're NR, not ranked.
No, they are not in the rankings, man. But nah, man, the Bucks got the old Florida schedule in the SEC. They just somebody pissed somebody off, man, and they just said, okay, well, we're gonna get you. You're gonna play everybody, and most of them on the road, man. So, but I don't know, man. It should be interesting, man. But we all know what y'all came to see, man. We got a lot of people in watching, man. So, give us a like, man. Get a video a like. Let us know, man, what it is. There's a like. The algorithm loves it, man. But we know what y'all came to talk about. Let's talk about the NFC East. And I messed up the graphic. And no, I messed up, man. I messed up the graphic. It's the NFC North.
Everything's in the North. Everything's north of where we're at.
I think I copied and pasted it, but I didn't change it. Like I had duplicated it on the thing. So like if I was like looking at it, I think NFC East might be behind it.
Oops.
But nah, man, this division is really talented, man. Like this is another division that's really good, man. We'll start off with
Don't we need to go to what's it called?
I mean, we can. I don't know. We kind of did 2 already. We're supposed to do like 2.
It's like every 30 minutes or something, I think.
I don't know. We can if you want to. We only got one more thing left, but we can do it, man. We'll be back. Let's kick a field goal.
Whee!
On the College Football Dogs website, you'll find a main page that features some of our biggest and newest stories. Our conference pages for content related to your favorite team's conference. Our team store, where we have products that are available all year long, as well as gear available for a limited time only. Our podcast page, where you can see when one of the 12 plus College Football Dogs podcasts is streaming live on social media. Our subscription page, where you can join our Discord. If you're interested in becoming a contributor at College Football Dogs, email us at info@collegefootballdogs.com. If you enjoy any College Football Dogs content, we really do appreciate any donations you can make by visiting the donate page on our website or scanning the QR code here.
College Football Dogs, for the fans.
All right, we're back. We're back, man. We're back. Let's finish this up, man. Then we get into the next show, man. The next show. What's the plan? But let's
back to the
finish up.
NFC North we go.
Yeah, back to the NFC North, man. NFC Northeast. We'll say that Northeast, man.
Pretty much.
Yeah, we'll get to the NFC Northeast, man. So, let's start with America's team in Texas, man. Let's talk about these
in Texas.
So, let's talk about that, man. Dallas, man, surprised both of us by winning the division last year, man. But as I said before, man, Dak Prescott, man. What you gonna do, man? Like you want to get paid $50 million, man. But everybody else on that list, a few teams, few people have Super Bowls, right? You're looking at Joe Burrow, been to a Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes has won 3 of them. You know, then you got who's on the list? Golf, been to a Super Bowl. You know,
Yep.
Hell, man, who else is on that list, man?
Few of them other guys don't really have a lot of them other guys don't really have. Well, I mean, Hurts got paid. Hurts made it to the Super Bowl too.
Yeah, Hurts made Super Bowl. Then you got Lamar with 2 MVPs.
Yep.
So, like,
and an AFC Championship game too.
Yeah, see what I'm saying? So, you have like Dak Prescott is in the boat of the other guys. You know, like is he really gonna pay you that much, considering what you've done so far? You know, he's been ultra talented. We know that. But the playoffs is where you make your money. And it seems like every time they get there, with good teams, might I add, nothing happens. Whether it's Aaron Rodgers going in there beating you, or Jordan Love in his first playoff game ever stomping you out like that, you know? Like it's just ugly, bro. It's like not pretty in the playoffs, man. And for, like the other teams kind of have to pay their guy $50 million because their market isn't big enough for them to attract anybody else to get there, right? And typically these other teams like the Dolphins, the Jaguars, or we're looking at another team, the Chargers, right? These are all teams that are either coming off a legendary quarterback or haven't won in a long time. The Packers are that team that came off a legendary quarterback. The Chargers are that team that just came off a legendary quarterback. And who else was on that list, man? And hell, the Dolphins have been trying to recover from Dan Marino for the last 30 years. So, you know what I'm saying? So they all have situations, right? Even the Cowboys, like you can't. I get their point and I get Dak's point, right? Dak's point is I've been the guy, I've been doing my job, right? Whatever, right? I got the stats to prove that I'm a good quarterback. But from the team's perspective, you've done exactly what, Cameron said that you do last season. You were very good at cleaning up your own mess.
Yep.
And that's not winning football, man. You can't be down 30 points in like the first half.
And not with
And
Dallas
then
having a good defense. Like, they have good defense. You have no excuse.
none, man. It's like Tony Romo, bro. Like Tony Romo had everything, bro. Those Dallas teams under Tony Romo were epic, bro. We talking offensively, defensively, especially the year DeMarco Murray ran for like 1,800, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That was supposed to be a Super Bowl season, in my opinion. Like you had everything. You had defense. I don't know if DeMarcus Ware was still there. I
Yeah,
don't think
I think
so.
he was. He
Okay,
was.
okay. So,
Towards the end, I think,
but still, man, you still had Witten. Like you had so much talent on that team. They couldn't do it, man. So when you look at the Cowboys now, you lose Tony Pollard, man. You bring back Zeke. What, what does he have in the tank, man? And it pains me to say it because, like I said, I know the guy. But what does he have in the tank left? Right? The shelf life for a running back is very short. And he's at the end of the shelf, And what is he gonna give you enough to overtake the Eagles? I don't think so. I don't think they did enough.
no, not to mention they haven't paid CeeDee Lamb either.
Exactly, and that looks more contentious than Ayuk's situation.
It does.
Like it looks bad. Like they're not going to do anything. But I see
He's
this
not even
playing
going crazy about it.
I see this turning out exactly how Emmitt Smith's contract negotiation went. Like remember, like you probably don't remember, but we've watched enough football to know this story, right? Remember Emmitt Smith wanted his contract. He wanted to be paid just like Barry Sanders, right?
Yep.
Match him or be paid as high as Barry Sanders, which wasn't wrong in his right. They had won a couple Super Bowls. He had been the leading rusher for a couple seasons, and the Super Bowls was really the deciding factor. Like I got to be paid. Barry Sanders is good, great even, but he ain't go to no Super Bowls. He ain't been the best player on a Super Bowl team, sort of. I make up the triplets just as much as Aikman and Urban do, right? So why can I get paid? Perfect argument. And honestly, he had more leverage than the team did, honestly. And the Cowboys went out there and lost those first two games. And Derek Lassick, a very good Alabama running back back in the 90s, went out there and didn't grab the bull by the horns, man. And they lost them two games. And Jerry Jones ended up paying Emmitt Smith, and the rest is history, right? I see it paying out like that. I see Dallas losing a few games because their receiving core is not that good outside of CeeDee Lamb. And I think Dak Prescott got to make a choice. Do I take a pay cut and get my boy back? Or do I just stink it out for this season and hope that I can, get a big deal in the offseason or they release me? Because they can't pay both of them. I don't think so because you got too much coming out. You already got Lawrence on a very big contract.
Trayvon
Diggs on a big contract. Well, I want to see how he comes back and plays.
Micah Parsons probably getting ready to get paid.
Yeah, he's probably going to come up on a new contract, and he's honestly more important than those two, if you ask me. So,
Yeah.
so like they got some decisions to make, man. And I think Jerry Jones is just too old to be making these decisions, bro. Like
We've been saying this since last year, bro.
Bro, we've been saying this for the last 4 seasons, bro. And we didn't even have a podcast 4 years ago.
No, but we were still saying it, though.
But I'm pretty sure you felt the same way I do, that until Jerry Jones gets out of the way, the Dallas Cowboys ain't going nowhere. It's time for Stephen Jones, the son, to take over the team. And he ain't going to allow that until he get a Super Bowl or some shit. But the reason why they don't have a Super Bowl is his fault anyway. Yeah, it's his fault anyway, man. Like I said, I knew the Cowboys really wasn't going to win anything until he got out the way. I say this story all the time. When I forgot when Jason Garrett benched Felix Jones for whatever reason. He's like, he ain't playing. And they reported it before the game. And Felix Jones was on kickoff return. That's when I knew they wasn't going to do nothing. And that's when I knew Jason Garrett wasn't going to be there much longer. And that's when I knew they wasn't going to win nothing. Because I know exactly what happened. But he's benched. That's our first round pick. He's got to play. How the conversation went. So, yeah. He played, man. So, but, yeah. I don't think the Cowboys are winning this division this year, man. I think they just in a tough situation, man. I think they're in a tough spot. They are in that's a family dysfunction right there. They got to figure that out, and it's too late in the ball game to be trying to figure that out. If you ask me, so I think it's they're gonna be interesting, man. But this next team, man, the team I picked to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl last year, they did some stuff, man. They did some stuff, bro. The Eagles said, "Yo, we messed up a great opportunity last season. So you know what? We just going to put everything in the pot, and
that's how we rose, man, bro.
We going all in." They picked up one of the most underrated players this offseason, Mekhi Beckham from the Jets. Is 6'8", 330 plus. And they put him on the offensive line with Saquon in the backfield, bro. Yo, that's nasty work, bro. That's crazy, man. Then you go, and I think I had put, you got Saquon, you resigned Brandon Graham to a nice team-friendly deal. I think they got Gardner Johnson,
Yeah, they got him back.
Yeah, so, like, that's nasty work. They still got, our favorite cornerback, Eli Ricks is still there. All 6'4" alien arms of him is still there. Like, I mean, dude, they got Cooper DeJean, who I think is probably going to be, like, he probably won't win Defensive Rookie of the Year, but his stats at the end of the season are going to say Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Not to mention they got Devin White back there.
Haven't even mentioned Devin White, bro.
Not to mention they got one of the best offensive play callers in the league, and Kellen Moore running
Kellen Moore. Now. I didn't even mention that.
And it's an in division. Like, there's no way the Cowboys should have let him go to Philly. That hurts. Barkley, AJ, Smitty, Dallas Goedert. Then they went out and made all them big signings on defense with Moore calling the offense? That's deadly.
Deadly. Yeah, the Eagles would probably run away with this one, man. It's over with, dog. But we still got to talk about, like I said, we running long today, man, but we still got to talk about the Giants, bro. Like the Eagles, like I would love to keep talking about the Eagles, but we already know what that is, bro. But The Giants, on the other hand, man. The Giants. Okay, so let's start with the obvious, man. I felt like Darren Waller was going to be one of the best fits. I thought that was really good fit. But he retired. He said he was tired, man. That's all right. Hey, you've been playing football for a long time, man. You've done all you got to do, got paid, things like that, man. You just want to do some other stuff. Had some other personal things going on off the field, but we won't talk about those. But in his rap career, we won't talk about that either. But they made some cool moves, man. I think uh, Kayvon Thibodeau and Brian Burns are going to be a force to be reckoned with this season. They're going to turn some games around, right? The question is Daniel Jones going to be able to have it make a difference? It's real easy with Saquon back there. He can do everything.
I'm not buying it, bro.
I'm not either.
This is my thing. They don't have bad pieces, but I'm gonna be honest with you. The Giant Dayball is on the hot seat, probably for no reason, in my opinion. Daniel Jones isn't his guy. They messed up giving him that extension off of 1 year of productivity. This is make or break year. They went got him a weapon in Malik Neighbors. They kind of tried to put some pieces together for him. The Giants are not in a very favorable position because now, like you said, he doesn't have Saquon back that to rely on. Who they have? Singletary now, I think. I forget who's. But yeah, I like him. But I'm sorry. This is going to either go one or two ways. Either best case scenario, all this pressure gets to Daniel Jones, and he balls out. He says, you know what? I'm going to start slinging it. Best case scenario. Worst case scenario is the pressure gets to Daniel Jones and he crumbles like a Jenga tower, which is what I'm kind of anticipating. I don't think the Giants are a bad team by any means. I think they have really good talent, especially on defense. But I just don't see a scenario where they can score with some of these other teams, man. Like, no disrespect to Daniel Jones, but he shouldn't have got paid that much. Like, they did good by getting him a couple weapons, but, like, I just don't see them being really – I don't see them being efficient in the run game, good enough to be able to suppress how bad I feel like the pass game is going to be. I think Neighbors is going to be a bucket regardless. But, man, dude, this team they're not going to be able to score with even these other teams in the division. We're going to get to the last one here in a second, but the Giants are not in a very favorable place. And I hate the fact that Dayball's kind of stuck in this dysphoria with Jones right now.
Me too. I like my Bama guys, but I don't like him being stuck there, man. Ugh, nasty. But like I said, man, we'll see, man. Like I said, I think Thibodeau and Burns is gonna be a combination to watch all season, man. And can that win them some games, man? You never know. But they have to figure out offense, man. Got to, But never know, man. We'll see. Like I said, Saquon's contract negotiation probably really put a lot of stress on that situation, but we'll see, man. But we got Washington Commanders, man. They obviously have some pretty good offseason moves. Starting with Jaden Daniels in the draft, new era, new ownership, new quarterback. So it's a good way to bring in the Commanders. This new season, this new era, man. Start off fresh. Jackson Jackson or something. He went to Georgia, but he was really good. Big body receiver. I liked him a lot. So I think now that they probably won't run the ball as much, he can really show how big body and sure-handed he is. Obviously made changes at coach with Ron Rivera being dismissed. I don't want to say fired because Ron Rivera is too respected to be saying he got fired, man. I think he really had a say so in him leaving. But then Eric Bieniemy, man. I still don't understand that guy at all, man. I don't get it. But they brought in Cliff Kingsbury, offensive genius. One of those guys I tell you about. The Hugh Freezes, Lane Kiffins. He's one of those guys. So, but they got some work to do. But they still have a good defense, man. Deron Payne, Jonathan Allen, up front, they got some pretty good linebackers. So defensively, they're gonna be okay. It's just about offense, man. But like I said, that's my Commanders' take. I think they'll be okay. But where you got them finished? Where you got this division going out, man?
So, just a brief take on the Commanders. I do agree that they have a good defense. I think having Kingsbury with Daniels will really help him excel even more in his pass game. But you need to understand, Kingsbury is the guy who's running offense for Johnny Manziel at A&M as well. So he has no problem in writing up plays to be able to use the improvising him for his legs. This is a really good fit. I didn't really like the fit for Quinn to be the head coach. But maybe he gets a second shot, man. I mean, he has a good defense. You have a good offensive coordinator. You get Jaden Daniels, who's a stud at quarterback. You still have, you said the receiver they picked up. They still have Terry McLaurin. They still have Jahan Dotson. In the backfield, you still got Brian Robinson, and you scoop up Austin Eckler, really good two-headed monster. They can kind of split reps and stuff. I really think Washington's going to be a formidable squad. Now, I'll be honest with you. I'm gonna go out on a limb. So if I'm gonna go in order, I think the Eagles are loaded, and they're one of the most complete teams. I've got Philadelphia winning this division, first place.
Yeah.
Second place, I'm gonna say Dallas because Dallas still has a good roster. Now, what happens with Lamb and Pratt? This is kind of on. Honestly, third place, I've got Washington in third place. I think Washington can really hit the ground running because they have a good defense. And if Daniels can gain some confidence early in the season and get good chemistry with his receivers, I think this team could be really good. And I've got the Giants in fourth, man. I don't want to see Dayball get fired or in trouble, man. I really like him. But I think it's going to have to happen for them to be like, okay, Dayball, like, you get your guy, I'll let you do your thing. I think that's what needs to happen. So I've got Philly, Dallas, Washington, and then New York in my order.
Okay. I got Philly. Uh, Dallas got a lot of talent, so I think they can squeak out the second spot. I think they just gonna figure it out. Then I got Washington 3, and then Giants at 4. That's kind of how I feel about that. Um, but don't be surprised if the Commanders surprise everybody and get. I wouldn't say a playoff berth, but they push Dallas for that second spot. Don't be surprised.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
But
I think actually I'll go out on a limb and say they split the series 1-1.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised there.
Who do you have winning the NFC though? Because we did this last episode. I think you had the Chiefs winning. No, you had Baltimore winning the AFC. In our last video, I had Miami. So who do you have winning the NFC?
The Panthers.
No, not again. Well, there goes all of our reliability. Nobody's watching now. Sorry.
Nah, man. The NFC winner, man. Man, you know what? I'm gonna put all my baskets in Philly. I think I'm gonna ride with Philly
Again?
bro. Yeah, I'm gonna ride with Philly, man, because they've made so many moves, man. Like not just moves, but moves to like change the inside culture of the team, right? It seems like AJ Brown's on board with fixing everything with the team. So we'll see, man. I just think Philly's got a good. They built their team up to really withstand I guess infighting inside the locker room. So I think Jalen Hurts is the guy, and Jalen Hurts is the type of guy that, like, bro, we ain't doing no talking, dog. We got to get this together. That's the way he's always been even at Bama. And I just think he got tired of that last season. I really think he's gonna take some strides this season. Will he like make a run for MVP? I don't know all that, but I do think since Philly's gonna be pretty good this year, he's gonna get some votes, and I think they'll be all right, man. They got defense, man. We ain't even talking about the defense, but the defense is nice. A lot of Georgia dudes over there. LSU, Bama guys. So they got a lot of talent. So we'll see, man. But I definitely got the Eagles.
Okay. So I got one question for you. Do you believe in miracles?
No, I don't.
You don't?
No,
Well,
I don't believe in that.
this year
Not
you are
to
going
that.
to believe in miracles because Detroit is going to the Super Bowl. That's my NFC representative. All my chips are in on Detroit. I like Philly. I like the Niners.
No.
This is
That's
the
why I
year.
don't believe in miracles. No. Nah, I'm not
Detroit.
mad at that. I
Detroit.
do believe in
I've got
miracles.
Detroit. I've got Detroit and Miami in the Super Bowl
I do
as of
believe
right
in
now.
miracles, but not that one. I'm just playing. Nah. We'll see. We'll see, man. I like that pick though. I like Detroit. Detroit made some moves too, man. NFC Championship game, Philly and Detroit might be pretty good, man. So I like that. So, but yeah, man, that's the breakdown, man. That is the breakdown of both conferences, man. AFC, NFC, man. Really cool. Really cool being doing this, man. But like I said, we ran a little long, man, so we're not gonna do the normal closing argument segment. But before we get up out of here, man, anything you gotta say?
Yeah, man. Like we said before, man, thank you guys for anybody currently watching, and shout out to anybody leaving comments, especially like Andrew, Jack. Thank you guys for all. You guys are always there, so we really appreciate you guys. Shout out to what College Football Villains and also Raiding the Air podcast. Check those guys out on College Football Dogs. Thank you so much. Anybody that's subscribed, man, thank you so much. And if you're not already subscribed, make sure to subscribe. Run the likes up on this video to help with the algorithm, and leave some comments, man. We really would appreciate that. If you don't really care for video, we're on all audio platforms, I suppose. Apple, Spotify, Amazon, all that. If you like streaming, we stream on YouTube, Twitch, and all of that. Now, if you haven't watched the AFC breakdown, check it out as well as this. And next week's gonna be straight playoff predictions, Super Bowl picks, and awards. And then we'll be right back in football, man, doing week by week projections and then kind of reaction to see how the games went and who we think are going to win and whatnot. But definitely, thank you for anybody watching now or anybody who's been checking us out, man. It's going to be a really good football season, and we are looking to grow big time.
I agree. Couldn't have said it better myself, man. I'm Cam. That's Brandon. This has been a Football Friend of Mine podcast. We signing off. Peace.
Peace.